Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, August 14th, and we are checking out the options today. Kind of the doldrums of summer going on here. So we will check in at the positions and we'll see what, if anything. Oh, that's got a little feedback. Let me fix that. We will see what, if anything, I am looking at doing on these positions today. And first, so goals and targets, right? Right now, my theta is 125. My target theta, I don't get wrapped up over it, is 200, right? I want to earn $200 a day in theta. That's my goal. But let's take a look at the account net liquidity. If I closed every trade right now, this would be at 106,772. Wow, as an annual, and we're going to look at the year to date, I started at 101, but I took out 10,000. I was calling it 100, and I took out 10 starting off the year to take me down to 90, somewhere in here. So I'm calling this starting with 90,000. My goal would have been to be at about 118, 120 right now. $4,000 a month or $1,000 a week is my target. Really, 4% a month is my target. So 4,000 a month. I try and target about $200 a day, $1,000 a week. Target a little bit higher because you're going to have losses. But the reality is, while I'm still down for the year, if we go back and look at the week, this week, started the week at 101, ended the week at 106. I'm well past my weekly goal. And if we look at the month, halfway through the month here, even if we look at August 1st, started August 1st at 94,000 and we're ending at 106. If we look back into July, it was a little up and down, but July 15th from 96,000 up to 106. So while I'm not at my annual goal, everything's kind of back on track where it needs to be from my big dip down here. I've made it all back and I'm back on track. So the reason I bring that up is I'm going to look at Friday and going into a Friday and look at managing. I may open one small trade, but it's just kind of, we've already made the money. So I don't want to over trade all the time and get into a position where I'm forcing a trade when I don't need it because I'm hitting my goals. I'm a true believer when it comes to this stuff is have goals. You can always change your goals, but have a goal and work towards a goal. And if you reach your goal, hey, it's okay to take the day off because you reached your goal. So my goal in this account, once again, $200 a day, average 4% a month on 100K, make an extra 40, 50,000 a year. That pays my bills along with the other money I've got. So we'll jump into that. Let's look over. We got a few minutes before the market opens. So this is, again, I like these trades. This is 30-year bonds. And all I do is trade options on the bonds. And this one's been upside down, but as the time ticks by, we'll make money on it. And they're relatively low market cap. I don't get a lot of exposure in this, but it's relatively low market cap and good money for that. That market's actually open because it's the futures market, options on futures. AMD had a push up this morning. Let me look at the chart from 486 up to 490 and back. Not sure what news came out on AMD, but looks like AMD is. I'll keep watching that. That's out to September, so we're watching it. It's set to close. I'm just gonna watch that. No change. Same with Amazon. We're just wheeling the Amazon that we got shares, so we're just wheeling it. Google is. Let's take a look at the Google chart. Google with an L. Down over the last few days, but I'm not sure where Google's going. And I'm not sure if I need to make a trade on that. We're already holding 100 shares. Pretty heavy upward pressure on that is what I'm looking. But I've sold the call at 370. So really, I'll be looking in about 2 weeks to manage that. QQQ, we're literally out of everything except for the September, the longer trades, and one weekly. So really low. Usually I have a lot more positions on. Usually that's burning up about twice as much market cap, and right now it's not. SLV, we'll see what happens with silver. Um, it's around 65 silver. SLVs holds about $7 to $8 back of that. It's 58. So we'll see if silver pumps up to about $78, I'll be in good position to get rid of that. SpaceX, I don't think there's a manage on SpaceX right now. They're both in the money. This is 14 days out. I can let my average price into SpaceX is 133. I can let all of these go if I want. And here goes the market open. And last one, S&P out until September. So let's just look at this. Nothing to manage. And I think the only trade I'm going to be interested in is this S&P trade out to September. We're starting to hit those all-time highs. And I saw a quote today and I really liked it, is all-time highs beget all-time highs. Right? And what that means is you can't have an all-time high if you're not already at an all-time high. So when things are hitting highs, they tend to go up more. But I don't want to, I struggle to just keep shoving money at something that's at all-time highs. So the trade today, I've got plenty of QQQ positions on, going out 42 days, 6 weeks out on QQQ. We're going to roll down here to the 16 delta, give or take. Here's my one standard deviation, 15 delta, 735 trade. And that would mean QQQ would have to drop 38 points. Is that right? 70, 38, no, 43 points. It'd have to drop 5% to challenge this in 6 weeks. Doable. But, so I'm going to sell the 735. We're going to go 40 wide, buy back the 695. So what are we doing? We're selling a put. I know I kind of review, but we get people that don't always know. You're on SPY trading screen. Yep, that's right. We're trading SPY. This S&P 500 ETF. Thank you very much. Did I say something different? Not QQQ today. We're trading SPY today because I have a lot of QQQ on. So S&P 500 SPY ETF. Sell the put at 735. Reduce risk, right? Lock it out. Buy back the put at 695. $4,000 risk. $200, $199 max profit. 4.9%, a little bit lower than QQQ, but 4.9% profit. We're gonna in 6 weeks, and we're gonna set that to close. We're probably gonna set that to close around $1, halfway. So little lower risk, little lower, just slightly lower risk. Set it to close at $1. And this is the balancing of S&P versus NASDAQ, and then also balancing lower premium stuff that's paid out that over 6 weeks versus the higher premium stuff that is done, that stuff that's further out versus the 7-day. Let's take a look if there's anything else. Let me just roll through and see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. Robinhood dropped a little bit. I looked at American Airlines today before the market opened, and I looked at this trade. I'm not sure if I want to take this trade, but American Airlines, it's only $200 of buying power. We're going 7 weeks out, or no, 5 weeks out, September 18th, and we're making $39. 18%. So it's 18% in 5 weeks, but it's a lot higher risk because I don't necessarily like this trade here. I don't dislike it. I wouldn't mind holding American Airlines there, but we're gonna run this. It's pretty easy. We're gonna trade two of those, and we're gonna see if we can't get filled around the mid-range around 42. So we'll put that in. We should see this go to 42 from 45. That's our order right there. And we'll just wait. We'll let that go. And then I will set that to close about halfway. So target about 9%, a little higher risk trade, but low dollar value. That's it. In and out of the market, 5 minutes. That's our trades today. If anyone has any questions, Brent, do you have any questions queued up for me? Make me think this morning while I drink my coffee. Anybody else here? Welcome anyone else that's here watching. That is it. That's all I've got. I'm going to leave this pending and see if it gets filled. If it doesn't, no big deal. We can come back and look at it next week. But it's Friday. I don't want to add a whole bunch of risk. If I was going to trade QQQ today, let's see where we're at. So I've already got that. I'm not quite ready to fill the 7 day or the 7 week out at 49. I want to get that down. Next week we'll trade that. I'm going to skip the 7 day because I opened the SPY position instead. But my trade would be here 715, 675 maybe. For $1.37. That would be the trade that I would probably take today. I'm not going to do it because I already took a different trade. No reason to force it. It's kind of, everything's kind of coming in. We're collecting our premiums and closing positions. And that's okay. We're going to wait for the weekend, give it some time, take some risk off, and just relax for the weekend. That's the plan today. We're up 300. We're still up. We're still doing well for the week, the month. There's no reason to push it today. All right. No other questions in the chat. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys Monday. If you like what you see, do me a favor. Do click the like. Do click the subscribe. It does help me out. And in the future, as I move forward, I'm sure we'll get more people in here. This is your chance to get the closest to one-on-one with me and learn what I'm doing. I do this to help out my friends and family that asked how this works and decided I would just share it with everybody. So hopefully this helps you and it gives you something to learn. And if not, well, I would definitely ask a question because I might not be teaching or showing you and it might not make sense to you when it makes sense to me. So thank you very much and have a good day.